DC and Marvel, two of the biggest hitters in the comic book industry. They have been at war ever since the beginning of time of comic books. They also have a story of their own called DC vs. Marvel comic book. And this Nerd Force is how I'm going to start my DC shared universe. To start this Phase 1 shared universe of the DCEU off, we're going to have the first movie be Man of Steel, headlined by Henry Cavill playing Superman. But the only changes I'll make to this movie is Lex Luthor being the villain of this movie, played by Bryan Cranston, who is a dream casting for Lex Luthor, and Superman finding his footing on Earth years after his arrival on Earth by a pod from Krypton. We do get references from his time at Krypton when it exploded, but they are only minimal. And at the end of the movie, we'll get a tease from Zod when he crash lands on a cornfield somewhere in Metropolis. And the movie ends with the post-credit scene teasing a dark figure talking to one of his disciples, saying Earth is only a war sacrifice and will be invading soon. And that is the end of movie 1. For our second movie in this shared universe, it'll be The Flash. It will have the same story elements as Season 1 pilot for his origin story. And in that film, we are going to have a Reverse Flash as the main villain. So pretty much the same as the series, but it's all going to be told in one movie. Only a few characters will show up, like Iris West, who will play like Barry Allen's girlfriend in the early half of this franchise. And we'll have Cisco as his friend as well, helping him out a bit. And then in this movie, we'll have a cameo from Superman. Maybe Flash could be racing through a city, finding Reverse Flash, and then sees a blue comet in the sky and goes, "Gee whiz, what was that?" And that will be the Superman cameo. And at the end of this movie, it will be a tease for Gorilla Grodd when the news says there has been an escape from a gorilla from a local zoo, and Flash speeds off. And then in the post-credit scene, you'll see that dark figure again, and Steppenwolf will be with him this time. And the dark figure says, in quote, "Earth will be my sacrifice and my desire to destroy it." And Dark's the Steppenwolf, which will be the guy who joins him, will be saying, "Yes, my lord, Earth will be yours soon." And that is the end of the second movie in my shared universe for Phase 1. For our third movie in the shared universe, of course, I'll add my favourite hero, the Batman. And the main villain will be Man-Bat, since we never got to see Man-Bat in the live-action movies. And the story goes, Bruce Wayne, 5 years after his origin story, goes on a quest to solve this case of a missing miner, or mayor, whatever. And all he sees is a lab, rubbished, with all its contents laying on the ground. And he searches around and he sees scratch marks on the wall. And he doesn't know what they are at first. And then he sees a chunk of hair. He goes to the Batcave and asks Alfred to analyse it. And it turns out to be bat fur. Bruce says to Alfred "What is this, Alfred? What is this bat for doing in Gotham?" Alfred says, "Why, sir, it is a mutated bat, it looks like. And it looks like it's connected to Kirk Langstrom, who is a scientist from the University State of Gotham." Bruce says, "Yes, I've heard of his research. He researched how to cure deafness, and then in turn turned himself and killed his wife, and became Man-Bat." And the movie ends teasing a killer croc, where Batman searches through a city, and all he hears in the police radar is, "There's trouble in the sewers. There's this giant croc rushing around there." And that's the end of this movie. And then to end it properly, we'll have a post-credit scene, which has the villain, the Joker. The way he's introduced is in the post-credit scene. There's a picture of Arkham, glooming, as dark as awesome, where Batman drives in, talks to Commissioner Gordon, and all he hears is a cackling from the background. And that'll be the end of the third movie in my days. The fourth movie in this days will be Green Lantern. But this Green Lantern will be John Stewart, not Hal Jordan. And in this movie, we'll have Green Lantern team up with Superman. Or tease Superman, I don't know how to do it. Maybe he'll tease up Superman. The way he'll do it is Green Lantern is asked for a mission from the elders to go to Earth. And while he's on Earth, he stumbles on Metropolis. And in Metropolis, he meets a news reporter named Clark Kent. Green Lantern is in his human form, so he takes off his ring before he even goes to the Daily Planet. And he asks, "You're Clark Kent, right?" And Clark goes, "Yes." And Clark notices something weird about him, so he goes into a private area, talking to John Stewart, going, "I know who you are. I'm Superman. So who are you?" So John Stewart turns on his ring, goes, "I'm Green Lantern, from the Green Lantern Corps. I don't mean you humans harm. I just need your help, Mr. Kent. Or, as I should know, Superman. I need your help fighting a criminal named Parallax." And that's when the movie ends. And the ending of the movie teases Sinestro is after the movie. And the movie ends with a post-credit scene. And it teases the Flash. The way it'll go in the post-credit scene, Superman and Flash fly in the city, and all they see is a flash of lightning across the road down below. And that will be the end of this movie called Green Lantern. For our fifth movie in this shared universe, we'll have Wonder Woman, which will have the same storyline as the actual movie, but the changes I'll make is it'll introduce Superman and Flash as Wonder Woman teams up with them to face Hades. Ares will be the main villain of this movie. And it'll be the same fight as the movie, but plus Flash and Superman. And at the end of this movie, it'll tease Cheetah in the end of the movie. And in the post-credit scene, it'll tease the most. And it'll tease a dark figure talking to Steppenwolf saying, "Themyscira, has a mother box. I want you to grab it and bring it here so we can combine them as one. His helper, as we know now, is Steppenwolf, saying, "Yes, sir, we'll do it at once." And that'll be the end of the 5th movie in our shared universe. For the 6th movie in the shared universe, we'll have Green Arrow being introduced. The story goes, years after his origin, he goes hunting in the city. The main villain will be Deathstroke. He goes hunting in the city for Slade Wilson when he runs into a mysterious figure, which happens to be Batman. Batman tells him that Deathstroke went on the other side of the city, but he wouldn't allow him since it's next to Gotham. He doesn't like other hero vigilantes going near his city without his permission. At first, Arrow doesn't trust him, but deep in his gut he says, "Yep, I believe him." So they team up. The Bat and the Arrow, they are killing themselves, a joke. So they team up and hunt for Deathstroke. That would be the movie. And at the end of the movie, it'll tease Black Mask as he meets with Deathstroke, saying, I see you getting hunted by Batman and Arrow. I'm willing to pay $100 to support your cause and get rid of those pesky heroes." And that'll be the end of that one. And the post-credit scene, it'll tease Batman and Arrow looking over the city to see a yellow flash zoom down the street. And that'll be the end of the 6th movie in the shared universe. For our 7th movie in this shared universe, it'll be Aquaman, starring Jason Momoa, as he struggles with his human side and his king side. So the same element story as the actual Aquaman movie. The story will be the same, but the story will go the same way, except the post-credit scene will show Darkseid hovering over the ocean, looking down, saying, "This ocean will be now our drinking water when we destruct Earth for our cause." And all of a sudden, you see bubbles come out of the water, and you see Aquaman looking up, saying, "You won't take our ocean. We are Atlanteans. War on you." And that is when the post-credit scene ends. The 8th movie in the shared universe will be Cyborg, played by Ray Fisher. The story will be his origin, so it'll be the second origin story of this shared universe. In this movie, it will be the same elements that were teased in the Zack Snyder's Justice League, where they show his origin when he was built by his father. And in this movie, we'll be introduced to the Flash and Superman as they show up, and also get a cameo from Batman and Wonder Woman, and also tease to Aquaman and Green Lantern. And the main villain on this movie is going to be Vandal Savage. I don't know why I picked Vandal Savage. He just seemed like a cool villain. So, Vandal Savage will be the villain of this movie. The way the story will go is Vandal Savage will try to find the cure for Cyborg's condition, aka Victor Stone. And on his quest, he finds out there is no cure, so he tries to take the life force from Cyborg. But Cyborg is too powerful and defeats, for now, Vandal Savage with the help from Superman, Batman, and Green Lantern, and the Flash. Flash says to Cyborg, our team ups today seem pretty good, so why not make our own league? And Superman jokingly says, that is a good idea. And that is the end of this movie. In the post-credit scene, we see space. Well, space where Darkseid, as we now know who he is, looks down and says to Earth, you'll be mine soon. Take care, you little humans, and we'll be coming. You, me, and the parademons. And that's the end of this movie. And now for our 9th movie, and this will end Phase 1, which will be our Justice League movie. Everything has been built up to this movie. The team members will be Batman, Aquaman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and Green Lantern. And they go to fight the common enemy, which is finally being introduced as Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor was behind the strings all along, and Superman had suspicions about him. So the Justice League form and fight him. And that's how the Justice League is formed in this ending for Phase 1. And this post-credit scene, at the end of the movie, will be teasing the arrival of Martian Manhunter by him going to the other side of the city and Superman flying, and also seeing a Martian falling from the sky. Superman goes down to help and realizes that it's another alien. Superman calls the League to report the scenario, and when Superman looks down, he sees a green Martian. The green Martian stands up, turns into an African-American guy named John Jones. He says, I have landed on Earth, and I'm here to help you guys. I don't come to war, I come to help and peace. My entire race was wiped out, and I want to help you guys. Superman accepts his invitation with a little hesitancy, and they both fly to the League of Justice, Hall of Justice. Thank you guys.